So, good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the attendees of this session. And now I'll be introducing the speaker of the day, Ms. Supriya Matthew, Deputy Director and Head of the Department International Relations, Division of International Affairs, Lovely Professional University. She has worked across the borders with huge number of international universities and developed unique study abroad models for the students to study abroad. Her expertise lies in establishing international partnerships with an emphasis on student mobility. Having, having been involved in very practical matters pertaining to international education, such as international partnership, transnational education, student advising, admissions exchanges management, she is involved in overall coordination of university internationalization. I welcome you, madam. We also have with us the most appropriate person to take up queries regarding admission, Ms. Kavisha, Assistant Professor, Lovely Professional University, having 8+ years of experience pursuing PhD in gamification, having more than 12 international publications, and also won Best Smart Education Award from Ministry of Urban Affairs. We have with us our alumni, Mr. Suraj, BE Honours Electrical and Electronics, Curtin University, Australia. I welcome you all. And it's now over to Ms. Supriya Matthew for content of the day. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Professor Rishi, and welcome to all the guests today. I would like to, give a very warm welcome to the attendees today. A very good afternoon. It's a nice and hot August afternoon, and thank you for taking out the time, sitting from your homes or from, whichever part of the world you are. You've come here to talk to us. We want to tell you about some very exciting opportunities that we have for you at LP, International Credit Transfer Programs. Before I move forward, I would like to start sharing my slides so that you can also read what I am talking. So are my slides visible, Professor Rishi?
Yeah, they are visible. Yeah. Perfect.
So, international credit transfer programs. As the name suggests, there is something about international about it, and it is about a credit transfer. What exactly is international credit transfer program? So, under international credit transfer program, we allow you to study a part of your studies at Lovely Professional University, and after you have completed 50% of the chosen program at Lovely Professional University, we allow you to take a credit transfer, or we allow you to transfer your subjects which you have studied at LPU to a university abroad. And thereafter, you complete your degree in the foreign university. And we call it, for the sake of convenience, at the undergraduate level, we call it a 2+2 program. So international credit transfer program, just to re-explain to you, you do a part of the program at Lovely Professional University. You enter Lovely Professional University as a first-year student. You do year 1, year 2 at LPU, and you do year 3 and year 4 at a university abroad of your choice. So how does this work? What happens over here? What are the mechanics of it all? That is what I wanted to tell you about. Basically, it is a planned transfer and articulated pathway. That means when you enter at LPU, you are told about the possibility of an international credit that you can take after you have started studying at LPU. We plan your career. We showcase you to the different universities. We showcase your candidature, your credits, your academic record, your extracurricular record, your community work that you have been doing at LPU after you have, after you are studying in LPU. We show your academic credentials to the partner universities, and we help them select you and take an admission over there after 2 years. So it becomes a very planned transfer pathway for students who want to complete their studies abroad in big universities, reputed universities. So we are talking about universities from US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So these are very big universities which may not have considered you earlier, but right now, because you are a student of LPU and you are studying at LPU, you have good academic credentials, LPU has hand-holded you for studying and building up your profile, they would consider your candidature. International credit transfer is done with very careful mapping. So how does it work? Basically, the credits or the subjects, for the sake of convenience, I'll call credits as subject. So the subjects that you would have studied at LPU for 2 years are carefully mapped with the subjects that you should have done in the foreign university had you taken admission over there right from the beginning. So a very careful, considerable mapping is done. This, academically, there is a team of professors from there. There's a team of professors from here, from LPU, and then there's an international office from the partner university, an international officer from LPU. They all sit together. We map the credits. We see that whatever the student is studying at LPU is at par and best, when it comes to comparison with the universities abroad. So these mappings are done. We sign an articulation agreement, and this is how we proceed. LPU gets the international transfer to ensure that the courses completed at LPU will not have to be repeated at the partnering university. So suppose if you are a computer science engineering student, and I am not a computer science student, so, but I'll still take an example of a computer science engineering student. You have studied C++ at FU, right? And we have given you a transfer to, say, California State University. After 2 years, we do not want that once you go to California State University, you end up studying C++ again. That is why this mapping is done, that this part of the program, a certain part of the program would be done at LPU, and a certain part of the program is going to be done at a partner university. So the student gets the best of both the worlds. He learns good things in LPU and he learns equally good things in the partner universities. But at both the places, the experience is new, the learning is new, and the subjects are new. So the learning is all round. What exactly it entails? International credit transfer assures that courses completed at LPU will not be repeated at the partner university. So this is the idea of mapping, and this is how we set up the program. Okay, so I have been saying that a student will do two, because I'm talking mostly for undergraduates. So how does it work? I mean, if a student is doing 2 years at LPU, he's doing 2 years at a Curtin University, or he's doing 2 years at a Rowan State University or University of Idaho in US. So who will give the degree? Will LPU give the degree? No. So if we are doing an international credit transfer program for you, we will make you do 2 years at LPU. We will transfer your credits to the partner university, and we have made an agreement with the partner university that they will give the degree to you. So the end result is that you do 2 years at LPU at an undergraduate level, and 1 year at LPU at a master's level, and you proceed to a partner university in the 3rd year or in the 2nd year in masters, and you get a degree from a foreign university. A foreign degree is what you get under an international credit transfer program. So no LPU degree is given, which is a huge benefit for you, that you are studying only part of the program of a foreign university at part the price of comparative Indian rupees and dollars, and the end result is a foreign degree. So the year spent in the foreign partner university, student generally pays the fee of the partner university. That is my next explanation. So if we are doing 2 years at LPU and 2 years at a partner university at the undergraduate level, 1 year at LPU and 1 year at a partner university at the master's level. So whose fee will I pay? This is the next question that the students generally ask. Whose fee will I pay? So the years that you are spending at LPU, you will pay LPU fees. That means year 1, year 2 will be the fee that you would be paying to LPU for 2 years. In the case of undergraduate, year 3 and year 4 is the fee that you will pay to the university abroad. That is a foreign university. This is how it works. At the master's level, you would pay first year fee to LPU and the second year fee would be paid to the partner university. The whole budget would depend upon the country that you choose and the university that you have chosen. Because see, there are different types of universities. There are universities which have a very high fee. There are universities which have a medium kind of a fee. And there are universities which have low fee. One thing that I would like to add is that some of the universities that we as LPU, we as Division of International Affairs have partnered with are giving huge scholarships to the students of LPU exclusively. So that is another added advantage that you get if you take an international credit transfer program at LPU. Benefits of international credit transfer program. What exactly is the benefit? Why should I, the questions that come to me, that why should I take an international credit transfer program? See, one big benefit is that you are paying 50% of the fee of a foreign university and still getting a degree from them. I mean, you can really understand that a university abroad will have fees which is running in thousands and thousands of dollars. So if it is a US university, you can expect a fee of $27,000, 22,000 US dollars, $30,000 per year, which makes it almost $120,000, which is a huge amount of money. Here we are talking that you do 2 years of studying at LPU, and the 50% of the course you go ahead and do at a partner university. That means you are reducing your cost by exactly half. I think there could be no better and a bigger benefit than this, because everybody, especially in the sensitive times that are today, where people are suffering, there are job issues, the business of the people are facing some crunches. There could be no better option than this. And trust me, every day I get a lot responses from the students asking me what are the better opportunities for them. Now, generally what happens is that after you join a partner university, mostly all the developed nations where we send the student, US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and other parts of Europe, they generally have a policy where an international student can work 20 hours legally every week. So because you are going to a university abroad, so you can work 20 hours legally every week. And there is no harm in working over there in foreign countries, because their kids, the people over there, their kids, the people who go to the college, they also work part-time. So we encourage you that if you take up international credit transfer, you go ahead and start working 20 hours per week. And it wouldn't affect your studies, but it would help you to actually assimilate yourself in the culture over there. See, end of the day, it's a new country. It's new university. It's new people. The teaching methodology would be a little different, not greatly different, because LPU is very competitive and very international when it comes to teaching, but it could be a little bit different. Accent is going to be new, culture is going to be new, food is going to be new, social standards would be new. So we encourage students that once you go over there, after you settle in, when you get jobs, go ahead and start working 20 hours legally. So once you start working 20 hours legally, you are actually earning in dollars. There is a minimum pay that is allowed over there. That could be $10, $15, $20, depending upon the country, the region, and the kind of job that you have picked up. Which means that you are also sustaining yourself and you're maintaining yourself. You are not totally dependent on your parents who are sending you Indian money converted into dollars, and you take quite the burden on yourself. Definitely, you end up becoming more well-rounded individuals. Generally, most of the countries where you complete the degree, you get their local degree, you get post-study work rights. In Canada, if you have done if you have completed 2 years of work study over there and you have a local degree, you will get 2 years of work rights. If you are going to a region where there is less population, like Saskatoon and all, you may get 3 years of work rights. After work rights, there are possibilities of a PR also. In Australia also, if you complete 18 months to 2 years of studies in Australia and get a local degree from there, there are possibilities of work permits as well as permanent residency. Same is the case in New Zealand, and in US you get 1 year OPT and 2 year CPT in case of STEM related courses. STEM would be science, technology, engineering, and management. So in these courses, if you go take a credit transfer, then you end up getting 3 years of work rights. Post that, if you get good jobs and they, the employers show it to the government that you have the requisite skills that is required for them, you may extend your work rights in US. But same is the case with UK. So you may get post-study work rights. That is something which is something you can manage if you build up on your skills. Students may become eligible for taking a permanent residency, as I already told you. It improves the chances of better remuneration when you are equipped with an international degree of your chosen field. Obviously, when you have traveled abroad, you have stayed on your own, you have possibly worked part-time while you were studying, just imagine the kind of skills that you have developed. And in today's world, today's corporate world, whichever industry you look at, what is the industry looking at? The industry is looking at a good degree from a good university as well as good skills. So these skills could be soft skills, could be your hard skills, could be your power skills, could be the exceptional skills which you have got from after studying for that requisite degree. Options of industrial training at United Kingdom. So there is a very interesting program, international credit transfer program, which we have with 2-3 universities in UK, namely Greenwich University in London, Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh, Huddersfield University in Huddersfield, wherein if you go for a 2+2 program, you can also add on 1 more year, and that becomes a paid employment year for you. It is called as industrial training. Let me re-explain it to you. So you did year 1 and year 2 at LPU of your BTech. I'm taking BTech as an example because in BTech is what BTech engineering is where the industrial training is provided. So you did year 1 and year 2 at LPU. You moved into your year 3. You moved to a partner university to do for a credit transfer, international credit transfer. After you did your year 3, in your year 4, they would send you for a fully paid industrial training program, which means work while you learn. You would not be paid the salary of an intern. You would be paid the salary of a person who's working full time for that 1 year. You complete your 1 year, you earn 14 to 20,000 pounds in a year. You come back, you finish your 5th year and you get the degree. So if you have worked in that industrial training year for full year, you have almost earned your next year's fee as well as your living expenses. So that is the kind of wonderful opportunities that we are talking about under the International Credit Transfer Program. The minimum CGPA requirements for a student to take credit transfer after 2 years at an undergraduate level and after 1 year at the master's level, the CGPA requirement varies from 6.5 to 8 CGPA. I have kept it over here as 6.5. That is the minimum that you need to be eligible to take a credit transfer. But generally, the eligibility requirements are also varying sometimes as per the partner university's demands. So that is one eligibility criteria that I expect you to maintain. Once you enter the university and spend your 2 years, we expect you that you keep good academic records, you keep a CGPA which is on the higher side of 6.5 and more. You don't have any backlogs, or you don't have any reappearances when you're applying for the credit transfer program with the Division of International Affairs. And obviously we expect that you have enough funds to pay for the tuition fee and the living expenses at the foreign university. I will just take you through the different programs which are available for international credit transfer. Bachelor of Technology, Computer Science Engineering, Bachelor of Technology, Mechanical Engineering, Electronics Engineering, Civil Engineering, BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, Bachelor of Design Fashion, Bachelor of Science Information Technology, Bachelor of Technology Mechanical Engineering, Mechatronics, BTech Automobile Engineering, BTech Biotechnology. These are some of the programs at the undergraduate level where we have an international credit transfer program for you. At the master's level, we offer a 1+1 format in MBA, MTech Biotechnology, and MTech Electronic Engineering. Options available for international credit transfer programs in US. So these are I would like to tell you about the different universities which I have as of now, as of today, for international credit transfer programs in USA. So in USA, we have Northern Arizona University, we have California State University, San Bernardino, San Francisco State University, University of North Alabama, Northern Illinois University. If you notice that in front of each of the university, I have mentioned the names of the programs that are there. So in Northern Arizona University, you can take a credit transfer if you are a student of BTech Computer Science Engineering at LPU or BTech Mechanical Engineering at LPU. In California State University, San Bernardino, you can take a credit transfer if you are the student of a BTech Computer Science Engineering. San Francisco State University, it is again BTech Computer Science Engineering. University of North Alabama, you can take a international credit transfer if you are a student of BBA, BCom or MBA. Northern Illinois University is something very interesting. They take students from MTech ECE, and one very interesting offer that they have for the students of LPU, that if you are studying 1 year MTech in LPU and you are a really good student, you have some research capabilities, there are possibilities for you to get a teaching assistantship or a research assistantship under a professor, which is paid in your second year at Northern Illinois University. So you can very well imagine that if you're working under a professor while you are studying for your final year of master's MTech, how lucrative and how very knowledgeable this program will end up for you. So international credit transfer programs in Canada. We have Trent University. In Trent University, we send you to BTech Computer Science Engineering, BSc Information Technology. In University of Lethbridge, we send you to BTech Computer Science Engineering. In Brock University, again, you see there's a lot of computer science engineering over here. Brock University also accepts students from BTech Biotechnology. South Alberta Institute of Technology, BB and BCom students can take admissions into LPU if they want to go to SATE under BBA and BCom. We are also working with SATE for opportunities for students of hotel management. That is a work under process. I generally don't tell that, but I can tell it to the students of the hotel management. And in Cape Breton University in Nova Scotia, we send students from BBA. Options available for international credit transfer program in UK. Heriot-Watt University is one of the top ranked universities of the world. You can go to Heriot-Watt University and study BTech Computer Science Engineering as an international credit transfer student, mechanical engineering, BBA. In University of Huddersfield, there is a whole lot of subjects: computer science, electrical and communications engineering, BTech mechanical engineering, hotel management and catering technology at the undergraduate level, BTech automobile engineering, BTech mechanical engineering, mechatronics. University of Greenwich, you can go for electrical and communications engineering and mechanical engineering. Nottingham Trent, BTech mechanical and BBA. These are the universities where you can go for a credit transfer program if you want to go to UK. If you want to go to Australia, in fact, we have an alumni with us today from Australia who was studying with LPU. You can go to Curtin University, where you can study BTech mechanical engineering, civil engineering, fashion, BBA, electronics and communication engineering. You can go to Swinburne University, where you can study similar subjects. La Trobe University, it's in Melbourne and they have 2-3 other campuses. You can go for BTech Civil Engineering transfer and BCom transfer. James Cook is entirely for business hotel management courses, so you can take transfer over there. And same is with University of Newcastle. It is on the. Let's come to New Zealand. So New Zealand has some interesting offers before the lockdown or before the COVID. They had made this that if a student has studied for 1 year in New Zealand and they have a degree from there, they would be eligible for a 3-year work permit, which makes New Zealand very interesting. Of course, during the COVID season, situations are different and we do not know what the situation is going to be after COVID completely recedes from the world. We have with us Massey University, which is one of the top 300 university, Lincoln University, where we do a 1+1 MBA, and Victoria University of Wellington, where we are doing a 2+1 and 2+2 BCom. Europe is also something we cover. Europe is generally found to be a little less expensive than the mainstream Western countries like US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. We have Vytautas Magnus University, Lithuania, which is in Eastern Europe, and we do a BTech Biotechnology Credit Transfer Program with them, as well as a MTech Biotechnology Credit Transfer Program with them. The University of Architecture, Civil Engineering, and in Bulgaria, we have an integrated program, BTech Civil Engineering with them, where again the fee is very less as 2,000 to 3,000 euros. So this is all about the international credit transfer program, what exactly it entails, how it works, what are the possibilities. Now I would like to, actually invite Mr. Suraj Verori Chandramunda, who is a EC BTech Electronics and Communication Engineering student at LPU in 2019. And then he moved on to Curtin University after he had, spent 2 years at LPU. Hi, Suraj, can I see you?
Hi, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you.
Hi.
So how are you, Suraj?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you. And thank you for taking out the time. Suraj has traveled back from his workplace to be a part of this program and speak to the students today. Thank you very much, Suraj. Suraj, before I proceed, could I ask you to explain to us a little bit about your international credit transfer experience at LPU, your journey from LPU to Curtin University?
Yeah, it started in December 2018 when Manu sir came, Mr. Manu Agarwal He came to our
Mhm.
class explaining about the credit transfer program, and I already had this in my mind because when I came from my home place to LPU, like I'm from Kerala, so when I reached, I came to LPU, I had in my mind like the New Zealand was in my mind actually, because
Okay.
when I gave my LPU next exam, they sent me a magazine that included this kind of stuff. I mean, the LPU, what do you call the campus and things.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
from that instance, I had this in my mind to move abroad after my studies. So, but when I came to LPU, a little bit changed, the mindset a little bit changed because I'm in a new world right now because LPU is
Right.
far better than, I thought far better than the other universities. So it was changed, but when Manu sir came at that day, it struck on my mind again. So I want to do that again. So I contacted him to International Affairs, and he connected me to Supriya ma'am, and both of them really helped me to do so. So they also connected me to the the university, the Curtin University people. So I had a connection with them, and I worked for it. I have given my English test, and by the time they have done my all credits, because it's hard. Because if you do it alone, it's hard to get an admission like that because these credits are transferred based on the learning outcomes of each unit. So if you want to go from here to another university, if you're doing it yourself, you have to compare the learning outcomes of each units matching the 75% of the units of the other university, I mean, partner university. So it's
Mhm.
hard for an individual. So LPU really helped me for that because they did it some instance. So it was like to join in any university, we need a confirmation of enrollment letter to apply for the visa. So
Mhm.
I didn't find any difficulty to get that because people find many difficulties finding that because they run behind it. I didn't have to do that. All I have to do that just send my transcripts, everything to the Manusa, and he did everything for me. So
Wonderful. So that was quite a journey that you had at LPU. So generally for the student, for the attendees who are here, Suraj was a student of Lovely Professional University. He was doing electronicals and communication engineering. I'm telling this again for your information. And he took an international credit transfer to Curtin University, Australia, Perth, and he is doing a Bachelor of Engineering, Electricals and Electronics over there. So
yeah.
it was a very articulated pathway that the Division of International Affairs did for Mr. Suraj. So before I, take you further, Suraj, I just had one question from you. I wanted to ask you a lot about Curtin, so I will. How was your studies at LPU in the first 2 years, and do you find it to be very different from the studies that is happening at Curtin University?
No much actually. It's much similar. You know what? The pattern is the similar. There's you have a lecture, a tutorial, and a lab session. The same is here. All the difference I felt is here we can choose at what time we need a lecture and tutorial because we don't have the
Okay.
class throughout from 9 to 5.
Mhm.
But the problem is many people don't attend it. But in LPU we have an attendance and people take care of us. But here no one's gonna take care of us. If you want to study, you have to study. So to those who are willing to come here, please set in mind that you have to study because
Okay. So
there will be no one like in LPU, like lectures will be behind us to study. They'll help us a lot. And in LPU, like in lecture structure, I mean in lecture and tutorials, we can directly contact the unit coordinators or the teachers. But here we have to take an appointment and we have to go to there. But it's much complicated things.
mhm.
So
Okay.
that's all
So
difference I had.
probably it is more of a difference in the teaching methodologies, like it's more of a cultural difference is what I feel. At
Yeah,
in
culture
Indian
difference. Yeah,
universities we want to give more pastoral care for our students. We want to take care of them so that they're studying. I think in these universities internationally, they consider you as young adults. So they expect you to be responsible for themselves. Correct?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, right. So see, attendees, I wanted you to understand that, it's a very different experience when you study abroad. It's a whole lot of growing up that, happens with an international credit transfer. So I had sent Suraj as a young, he was a youngster. I used to call him Beta Beta Karke. And now today I see him, he said, hey, how are you? So he has become a young adult. And I'm so proud that I was very instrumental in sending Suraj over there. One question that I wanted to ask you, Suraj, and that the audience would also like to understand, how is the life in Australia, at Curtin, in Australia generally? How is it? I mean, is it very expensive?
Like,
What is the cultural difference?
I can really explain it, because the life is really wonderful, like a peaceful and really wonderful experience in Australia. If you're looking, I mean, if you're on regards of the academics, as I told you, if you're willing to study, there are people to help you, and if you want to study, you can study. And the work, many people ask me about, will they get work there? There are a lot of work opportunities. All you have to do is just search for it. And you know what? Australia is the highest in the minimum pay. Like they pay you almost $21 per hour. And due to this COVID pandemic, they have given unlimited work rights for certain categorized works. So like if you're a quarantine worker or a hotel worker, you'll have unlimited work, even if you're a student. So you can easily make your own fees here. That's a much benefit. And you can also spend, it's not much expensive if you compare to what you earn. But if you compare to the Indian rupees, it will be expensive. But it won't be much expensive if you compare to what you earn a week. Like everything's here per week, the rent, the salary, everything's per week. So if you compare that, it won't be much expensive, and you'll have everything to study. I mean, to enjoy yourself here.
So have you been working all this while from 2009?
Yeah, I've been working. Because I worked almost in every sector here, actually.
Oh, very good. And you have, I was talking earlier to Suraj, and he told me that he has earned quite well for, well, and he has saved for his tuition fee also. I am not going to ask the figure, but have you earned well, and have you saved for your tuition fee? Would you like it to tell, tell to our audience?
Actually, the first semester would be difficult for everyone, because you have to be stable here. Like you have to be familiar with things. So from the second semester onwards, you'll be on track and you'll earn it. So that's what happened to me, and that's what's happening to all my friends here. So we are all paying our fees ourselves, and we don't have to trouble our parents at home.
That's so nice to hear. That's very nice.
Thank you.
And what are any other options that the students, what are the options for the students? What kind of work he can do? Do you get work in your disciplines, or is it work that you get odd jobs? How does it work? Especially for the work I'm asking.
Especially for work, first of all, you should be willing to do anything. Yes. The one great thing I have felt about this country is, if you work, you have the pay. So like an electrician is getting paid more than an electrical engineer. So it depends on the work risk. You know what? Like if you're a risky worker, if you're working in mines, you'll get paid more than a white collar job. So like even a cleaner and a white collar job may have same car. I mean the same BMW or Benz, anything. So that's what I felt very good about this country. Like you won't be feel shame to do any work. Like for every work you'll have that value. Like people respect you for doing so. So you'll
really nice.
adapt it. You'll adapt it.
So these are very wonderful insights from you, Suraj, and thank you for taking out the
Thank you.
time. Is there
Yes.
one message that you would like to give to our students today who have, joined this webinar because they are also aspiring for international credit transfer? Do you want to give any message to them?
Like, you know what? Many people have contacted me, and I'm happy to explain what happened in my life. But the sad thing is they didn't show up again. So if you have that interest, show that interest again, and you'll get it, because these people are here to help you, and they'll definitely help you, and you can get it. So if you have that interest, maintain it. And if you don't have an interest, you get an interest in it. You'll surely win. That's it.
Thank you, Suraj. That was wonderful. Thank you for taking out the time. It's always
Thank you
such a
so much.
pleasure to talk to you. I think the students will have some questions which will be coming your way. That's fine, right?
That's fine. No worries.
Professor Rashid, we are ready for the questions if there are any.
So I do have a lot of queries coming to me, and I would like to connect the persons who have put the query directly to the experts. So I'm taking up the first person, Aryaman Singh Tomar. Aryaman, I have given you the necessary rights. You can unmute yourself and put up the question to the experts. Aryaman, please unmute here.
Hello.
Hello, Ariman.
Oh, very good afternoon, ma'am. And my senior, Suraj sir.
Hi.
My question is, good afternoon. My question is that for getting 100% assurity to
Yeah.
get admission in a UK or US or Canada university, what a first and second year student should do? For
So
the assurity.
Ariman, can I answer this question? Because Suraj is now in Australia. He's studying at Curtin University. Probably he could answer for Australia. And I can take up your question for Canada and UK. Shall we do
Yes, ma'am.
it this way? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you want to have admission, and you want that the probability of getting an admission in these university should be very high after 2 years, then first thing that you need to do is you need to take an admission to NTU. Then we will help you we will counsel you. We will guide you that, these are the grades that you should maintain. These are the academic requirements of the universities in UK. These are the academic and eligibility caveats and requirements for the universities in Canada. So we would guide you all along. And of course, you have to put in a lot of hard work as well as a lot of smart work. You have to do your things in time. You have to make sure that there are no backlogs. You have to make sure that academically you maintain a very rich transcript, right? And you also develop a attitude where you're willing to take responsibility for yourself. So these are the things that we expect you to do. And then comes the other part. We share your candidatures with these universities. They see that whether you are eligible to take a admission to these universities. And then comes the last part, that is the documentation part, the visa part, where we help you with the documentation. You go ahead and apply for the visas with the help of Train, or you can apply for visa on your own also without any trained consultants help also. But we provide you with all the documentation. This is not a chance game. This is something which is planned. We have to take it step by step. We have to complete every step properly. We have to fill the eligibility requirements. We have to fill the financial requirements. We have to have the passports in hand. And then we also have to have, we have to make sure that we clear the visa interviews. And of course, then we have to fly. So this is all a planned thing that we have to do. Suraj, do you want to add anything over here?
That's it. Because from the beginning, you should have a rich transcript, because you have to maintain it. And even if you get a reappear in the middle, don't be disappointed. You can get it done. That's it.
Right.
But you should not drop your interest. That's it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I had just a small question from Suraj that how
Yes.
would we prepare ourselves? Because I am in second year.
Okay.
I just get into second year. So how would I prepare myself?
So first of all, to prepare yourself, you have even if you're giving an English test of IELTS, you have 2 years time. So start preparing for the IELTS, give the IELTS, and make it secure by yourself. And always visit international blog, meet them. They will guide you, because if you are short in any kind of stuff, they will tell you have to improve in that. So if you really have that interest, you will do so. You'll get into that track.
Wonderful. So I move on to the next query that is coming from Bagisha Mukhopadhyay. Bagisha, I have given you the rights. Please unmute yourself. Are you there, Bagisha? Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, my
Bagisha.
senior.
Hi.
So I was asking, like, I saw several options for international credit transfer, but I didn't see biomedical engineering. So can you just please tell me why is that? Or is there any planning upcoming with that program also?
Bagisha, you're there? Suraj, I think.
Yeah.
I think she's unable to connect due to some network issue. I'll take up the question. She wants to say why there is no international credit transfer for biomedical engineering department. Is it being looked into, or in near future are we going to get that?
So as an international credit transfer custodian and a person who's handling international credit transfer, the list of the programs that I showed to you are the programs where the students like to go, most of the students like to go. These are the mainstream programs. When it comes to biomedical and, programs like other programs like agriculture and all, if the student shows an interest, he has taken admission in LPU, and if the student shows an interest and he says that, ma'am, we want to take a credit transfer, we will surely help you. We will talk to our partner universities and we will see where a transfer is possible. We will articulate your academic courses with the academic courses of the universities abroad, and we will help you to take a credit transfer. So there is never a no that we have it here at the International Office of LPU. If you say that this is a program that I want to go in and take a credit transfer, we will surely help you. And once we see that there is an interest of some, quite a number of students, then we will develop articulated pathways. So there is no for any student. You reach out to me and you let me know, ma'am, this is where I want to move. If the partner universities permit and if the regulations of the courses permit, because there are some regulated courses also which are running in India, which are governed by the regulatory bodies. If they permit, then we will definitely help you take a credit transfer in all and every subjects. But right now, these are the programs, the list that I showed you are the ones which are currently available. Tomorrow, Bagisha, if you take an admission at LPU and say that, ma'am, I want to take a credit transfer in biomedical, you just have to write a mail to me, be in touch with me, and we'll definitely figure out a good pathway for you.
So thank you so much, madam.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So you have been answering many queries in one go. Preeti Garg wanted to know how to take credit transfer, how to go for international transfer, and there is Palak Malingi. She also wants to know. So you have already answered. So I move on to Miss Kavisha, wherein she'll be taking care of so many queries regarding the scholarship part, which are coming to me. It's now over to Ms. Kavisha. We'll come back again to take up few more queries from the attendees. Gaurav is there. I can see Gandharaja Raman is there. So Jeswin is there. Jovin Johnson, Karan. I'll surely try to take up your queries. And now we are moving on to Ms. Kavisha for a short presentation onto the programs, a little bit of eligibility, and of course the money that matters.
Good evening, everyone. Let me take you to the exotic journey of Lovely Professional University. So is my screen visible?
Yes, madam, it is visible.
Thank you so much, ma'am. See, before I start talking about LPU, I want to share with you, there were 11 LPU students who are participating in Tokyo Olympics 2020. It is a matter of pride for all of us. Now, talking about the campus life and the exposure offered, I'll start with 106th Indian Science Congress was held in Lovely Professional University and was inaugurated by none other than Honorable PM of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Dalai Lama was part of the convocation at Lovely Professional University. Shri Pranab Mukherjee ji sharing the stage with the Honorable Chancellor Shri Ashok Mittal ji. Shri Arun Jaitley ji, who did the inauguration for LPU Startup School. From all the real-life heroes to the real-life heroes, a part of Lovely Professional University. Gaur Gopal Das ji giving values of life to my students. Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika Padukone, MS Dhoni, Sonam Kapoor, you name it, and we have it in our campus. Their life is not that easy. Their inspirational journey really encounters my students to perform good in their life. Talking about the infrastructure, I can vouch on one thing: we have world's best infrastructure. If we talk about this eminent architecture where 14 blocks are attached together, let's peep inside this architecture. We have the closed auditorium with the 2,500 students capacity. You must have seen where the Gaur Gopal Das ji was giving his valuable information. Talking about the well-equipped labs, we have the central air-conditioned library, which is open till 12 during the exams, and it is open till 8 p.m. during the normal session. If I talk about this building, this is the heart of Lovely Professional University, the Uni Mall. All the basic amenities of life are available inside the campus. We do believe that fitness is very important these days, and we do have a gym facility inside the campus. The layer activities are part of Lovely Professional University. We do believe your health is very, very important. We have a hospital with the bed facility of 20-bed facility and the experienced doctors inside the campus. It's a solar panel open air auditorium with the capacity of 20,000 in single shed. Looking at this eminent architecture of Lovely Professional University, the lush green environment, I'm sure you feel, wow, yes, I am associated with this university. Lovely Professional University shining in the light of moon and star. Talking about the sports, you name a sport and we have it, and the evidence is there that 11 students are participating in Olympics Tokyo 2020. It's a swimming pool, shooting range, badminton courts, basketball courts, and well-experienced trainers are available inside the campus. Talking about the residential and the security, it's a completely ragging-free campus, and we have the turnstile gates. I can vouch on one thing, that even I, being a lady faculty, cannot enter the girls' hostel. It's a completely secured system. If we talk about the residential facilities, we have 6 girls' hostel and 8 boys' hostel with the capacity of 20,000 people. With the seater, 1-seater, air cooler, air AC, 2-seater, 3-seater, 4-seater, even the luxury apartments are available with the different food options that may be accountable for standard South Indian, North Indian. If we talk about the 4-seater air cooler, the cost is around rupees 65,000 per academic year, and for the food, it is 34,000 per academic year. We have all the basic amenities inside the campus. Lovely Professional University is a mini town itself, embedding with the banks, ATMs, Wi-Fi, post office, gymnasium, hospital, convenience stores, a part of its building. Now talking about the programs offered, which ma'am has already discussed, I'll take you to a quick one. Like after class 12th, we have the 14 programs like BTech CSE, BTech Electronics, BTech Mechanical, BTech Mechanical Mechatronics, BTech Civil Engineering, BTech Biotechnology is also part of the international transfer option, BTech Automobile Engineering, BSc IT, BBA, BCom, Bachelor of Hotel Management, and B Design. In whole, we are covering a lot of programs with which you have the option to go abroad. Now, talking about the eligibility for the program for BTech, if I talk about the eligibility to enroll into this particular program, it is 60% in 10+2 with English, Physics, and Mathematics. Along with that, you need to qualify LPU NEST, that is Lovely Professional University National Eligibility and Scholarship Test. If I talk about for the biotechnology, BTech Biotechnology, the eligibility varies from the other BTechs, that is English, Physics, Chemistry and Mathematics, /Biology, Biotech plus LPU NEST. If you want to know the eligibility of hotel management or BBA or BSc, you can contact us. I'll be sharing the toll-free number and the email address with you all at the end of the slide. Talking about the programs after graduation, that is MBA 1+1 and the international transfer option, MTech ECE, MTech Biotechnology. If I talk about the eligibility for MTech ECE, there is 60% BTech ECE, EEE Electronics Engineering, Electronics and Instrumentation Control and Instrumentation Engineering, Telecommunication or MSc Physics with Electronics as specialization, and direct admission is possible in this program. Talking about the MTech Biotechnology, again the eligibility is 60% BTech Biotech, Food Technology, Chemical Engineering, Biomedical Engineering, B Pharmacy and MSc Biosciences. Again, there is a direct admission in this particular program. Now talking about the MBA program, the eligibility is different. It is 55% plus LPU NEST, that is compulsory. Along with that, you need to qualify the interview. You can be exempted from the LPU NEST test if you have given the CAT, MAT, XMAT, NMAT or CMAT exam and you qualify the cutoff. If I talk about the other option, that is if you have given the completed CS for Institute of Company Securities, completed Chartered Accountancy from Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, or completed Cost and Management Accountancy from Institute of Cost Accountants of India, plus interview is mandatory for this particular program. Now we all say money matters. Yes. Now talking about the PN scholarship, I feel so proud when I say that 60,000 students in the last 7 years have been benefited from the scholarship that accounts for the rupees 500 crores from the total scholarship. Now I can discuss here for the BTech scholarship, BTech fee in the scholarship. For the rest programs, you can definitely contact us. If I talk about the BTech 2+2 international transfer option, the fee is 1,20,000 per semester. This fee will be there for 2 years because 2 years you'll be going in the abroad and that fee will be applicable to you. Now talking about how you can avail the scholarship of 20% for 2 years, that is if you have in a class 10th, we are offering previous 2 qualification scholarship. If you're in a class 10th or 12th, your marks are above 80 to 89.9 or you fall into LPU NEST cutoff 3, you will be liable for the 20% scholarship and your fee will be only 96,000 per semester. If I talk about the next bracket of the higher scholarship that you can avail if your marks are in 10th or 12th, 90 to 94.9% or in LPU NEST cutoff 2, you will be liable for the 25% scholarship and your amount will only be 90,000 per semester. Now talking about the third and the higher bracket, and the fee is 84,000, how you can avail that fees if you get in your marks in 10th or 12th above 95% or in LPU NEST cutoff 1, you will be eligible for the higher bracket of scholarship. We do have other scholarships like national level test or defense persons. We do give scholarship based on that as well. Now the application process is very simple. You can log into our website or you can log into the admission.lpu.in. You can register yourself, sign up. Then you can go to the apply for the LPU NEST where the eligibility and scholarship test is there. You need to appear for the test, book your slot and go for the direct admission. In the programs where the direct admission is there, you will be exempted from this step and you can directly proceed with the admission process. You can take a screenshot of this screen and you can always call us on helpline number or you can take the admission ID. We'll be really happy to help you out. If you have any queries, you can please ask. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Kavisha, for giving a quick insight into the scholarship part and, of course, a little bit of infrastructure. Moving quickly to cater to the queries of the attendees, I am going to connect Gandharaj Raman to the experts. Gandharaj, if you can hear me, I have given you the rights. You unmute yourself and put in your question to the experts. Are you there, Gandharaj Raman?
Yes. I just want to know the fee structure in the Curtin University for BBA courses.
Actually, I cannot explain that because it depends on the units. Because here the fees is like for each unit. So for me, for each unit, it's like $4,750, but it may not be for a BBA course. So you'll have to go to the website for the any courses like that.
I will give you an approximation. Generally, the fees for undergraduate courses ranges between 32,000 to 36,000 Australian dollars for a full 1-year course in which the units are, a part of the courses. I will not go through the units part of it, Suraj, because it is difficult for them to understand. So generally between 32 to 36,000 Australian dollars, and scholarships are applicable depending upon your IELTS and depending upon your, academic CGPA and all. So 32 to 36,000 dollars is required, plus $20,000 is what is expected out of you to show as funds for the living expenses for 1 year. Or you might not, end up spending 20,000 Australian dollars, but that is the funds that you have to show. So it comes to around 50,000 Australian dollars, which will come to around 27 to 28 lakhs. But there are scholarships also. The scholarships could come up to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 Australian dollars. It all depends upon your academic credits and how you have managed to get your grades.
Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your information, madam. Thank you.
Yeah.
So moving on to Palak Mengi. Palak, I have given you the necessary rights. Please unmute yourself to talk to the experts. Palak Mengi. Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good
Sir, I am a student of BHM CT in your university. I want to know about the 2+2 transfer program in any of the Canadian university. Like, I want to know.
Palak, I will answer this question. We currently do not have a signed articulated agreement, but we can send you to Cape Breton University in BHMCT in Canada. It is in the Nova Scotia region. The fee would be, for the Canadian universities, the fee is anywhere between 18,000 Canadian dollars to 28,000 Canadian dollars per year. Would be a 2+2 program.
Thank you. So the last query before we sign off is from Shreya Balian. Shreya, I give you the rights. Please put in your query. Shreya, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, my question is that what are the settlements in other countries or in abroad when we go to abroad for your studies by your credential transfer program?
Shreya, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Shreya. How are you?
Shreya, would you like to speak? You can unmute and speak up, Shreya.
Hello.
So as I understand by her question settlement, I'm not very sure what her settlement means. Generally, when you take a international credit transfer in developed nations, you end up getting a local degree of that nation from a local university of that nation. So you are having a international degree, which is local to that country. And if you have a degree from that country, you're eligible for certain number of work years over there, which come under the work permit. It all depends upon country and region. In Australia, if like Suraj is there, before he had gone and before COVID had come, he was eligible for a 3-year work permit because Perth comes into the regional areas. But now, as he's already telling us, because he's there and it is a COVID situation, he has got unlimited work permit, is what he's saying. Similarly, in Canada, in certain regions, you get a work permit of 3 years, and in certain regions, you get a work permit of 2 years.
Excuse me. Actually, what I meant was not the post-work permit, because when you are a student here, you are limited to 20-hour work permit a week. That's what I was talking about. So you don't have a limit of 20 hours there.
So now you can work more than 20 hours.
More than 20 hours.
Right. So in Australia, depending upon the region, you get either a 2-year work permit or a 3-year work permit. So in the region of Perth, Suraj, after he completes his degree, he would be eligible for a 3-year work permit.
Yes.
Had he been in Melbourne or Sydney, he would have got a 2-year work permit. I hope
Yes.
by your question of settlement, this is what you meant. And I have been able to answer your question. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
So thank you so much, and it was a wonderful session by all the experts. And I would like to sign off the session. And all those queries who are there with me left unanswered will be definitely answered through the email after discussion with Mat Priya, definitely. And I would like to say, experts, your years of understanding the topic and your present the topic in such an interesting way produced one of the most wonderful afternoons for all the attendees. On behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I would like to thank you for your insightful presentation. Hopefully the attendees also found this webinar to be valuable enough and would be able to utilize the information provided in this webinar to help take a better decision regarding your admissions. I'm obliged and once again thankful to all the experts for strengthening this platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. Thank you, Suraj. Have a good
All right.
day.